I got reprimanded today. I got reprimanded today, Lila said, chopping onions with the calm precision of someone who had already accepted her fate. Daniel paused mid-stir, wooden spoon hovering over the pan. Reprimanded? He turned slowly. For what? You steal a fire extinguisher? Trip a dean? Start a small rebellion? No, she said flatly. Worse, I told the truth. Daniel squinted. That's never a good strategy in academic environments. Start from the beginning, Lila sighed, the kind of sigh that carries an entire school day in it. You remember that girl I told you about? Sarah, little Asian girl, quiet, polite, carries her backpack like it weighs more than she does. The one who looks like she could disappear into a bookshelf? That's the one. Well, today the boys decided she was their entertainment. Daniel winced. Let me guess. Loud boys. Too much confidence. Not enough consequences. Bingo. One of them snatched her bag and took off running like it was a game show prize. Everyone laughed. Teachers were busy pretending not to notice. And Sarah? She didn't yell, didn't cry, didn't chase him. Daniel raised an eyebrow. That's never good for the offender. She waited, Lila said, nodding. Like a cat. The boy turned back, smiling, holding the bag up like a trophy. Daniel leaned back against the counter. Oh no. Oh yes. She stepped in, swept his front leg, clean and efficient. Textbook. He went down headfirst into a desk. Hard. Daniel burst out laughing, immediately covering his mouth. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be mature. Please continue. He popped up screaming that she attacked him, Lila continued. Teachers rushed in. Administration was summoned. Chaos ensued. And somehow this is about you. Of course it is, Lila said. Because when the dean asked me what happened, I answered honestly. Daniel took a sip of his drink. What did you say? I said, consequences. The drink exited Daniel's nose at high velocity. He doubled over laughing. You actually said consequences? Yes, Lila said calmly. Because that's what it was. Daniel wiped his eyes. Please tell me you didn't elaborate. Oh, I elaborated. He groaned. Of course you did. I explained that the boy took her property, she said, stirring the pan now, perfectly unbothered. So she took his balance. Equal exchange. Very fair. And the dean? Did not appreciate the lesson, Lila said. Apparently schools prefer zero tolerance to cause and effect. Daniel shook his head, still smiling. You realize you just committed the greatest sin in institutional life. What's that? You made reality uncomfortable. Lila smiled. Someone had to. They worked in silence for a moment, the sizzle of the pan filling the space. You know, Daniel said finally, this is why the truth always gets you in trouble. I know, Lila replied, but lying feels like seasoning rotten food. It doesn't fix the problem. Daniel nodded. Still, you could have said something safe, something vague. Like what? There was an altercation, or emotions escalated. Administrators love foggy language. Lila laughed. Fog protects the wrong people. Daniel raised his glass. To fog-free living. They clinked. But here's the part that bothered me, Lila said, quieter now. Nobody asked why Sarah knew how to sweep a leg. Daniel's smile faded. Good point. She didn't improvise, Lila continued. That was trained, controlled. No wild swinging, no panic. Daniel frowned. Which means she's been preparing. Or she's been here before, Lila said. Different school, same pattern. They stood there, the humor settling into something heavier. You know what the dean said? Lila added. I'm afraid to ask. He said, violence is never the answer. Daniel snorted. That's rich, considering the boy started it. Exactly, Lila said. They want victims to absorb pressure quietly, make noise, and suddenly you're the problem. Daniel nodded slowly. Systems hate self-correcting behavior. And they really hate when you name it, Lila said. They plated the food, sat down, and for a moment neither spoke. Finally, Daniel smiled again. Still, reprimanded for one word that might be a personal record. I didn't even raise my voice, Lila said. Just one word. Calm. Neutral. Consequences. Daniel laughed softly. That word scares people more than yelling, because it removes their excuses. They ate. After a few bites, Daniel said, "You know what's funny?" "What?" "They didn't punish the boy for stealing." "Nope. They punished you for observing." "Always how it goes," Lila said. Daniel leaned back. "So what happens next?" Lila shrugged. "Nothing dramatic. Note in my file. Stern look. Warning about professional conduct." "And Sarah?" Lila smiled. Sarah walked out with her bag. Head up, calm, untouched. Daniel raised his glass again. "Worth it." "Completely," Lila said. They laughed, quietly this time, not because it was funny anymore, but because clarity has a way of doing that. It strips away nonsense, leaves the truth sitting there, awkward and undeniable, and sometimes all you can do is name it. Consequences. How about that?